There we go.
Woohoo! We are live. Welcome everybody to the Maverix Live. Now we had a few Google Plus technical. I'm Alicia Drew, and I have John Paul, and we have the awesome Chris Brindamore.
Hi, everybody.
And Regina Floyd as well.
Aloha from Hawaii.
Aha! And we have a topic that I am always very excited chatting with people about today. And today's topic was entitled, We Have an Even Better Way. Now, you know, within our industry, within the marketing industry, this applies to absolutely any business. Whether you're an online marketer, affiliate marketer, network marketer, distributor, business owner, whatever you call yourself, whatever niche what we're going to be talking about today, to me personally, about, and you're in a bar, and you're hanging out,
Just a bar?
whichever bar, yeah. And if you don't go to bars, just picture it, nightclub, restaurant, you know, just hanging out, wherever you are.
The discotheque?
And, oh yeah, the discotheque, yep. And some random stranger just literally walks up to you with no introduction, no conversation, and says, "Will you marry me?" Think about what kind of reaction you're going to have to that person.
I'd be like, for how much money?
That's a reaction. It's going to be pretty weird, your reaction, I would imagine. And if you're anything like me, I would probably freak out and, I don't know, maybe do something kind of crazy or get really mad or something. But anyway, it would be a negative reaction if that. And most likely you're going to be like if you're anything like me, you're going to be like,
Like, dude, I don't even know you.
Yeah, this
I'm
weird look on your
face. Gonna
face.
ask me to marry him. I'm like,
Sadly, within our industry, and I say sadly because I believe that it's sad, that there are in this manner, in their profession. And what I want to press upon you today, it's okay. You don't know what you don't know. It's not your fault. So we're not here to, you know, ridicule anybody or bag anybody for the way that they conduct their business. We're just here to show you that there are better and more effective ways of building your business, which is all beneficial for you. So some of you may need to even drop the ego, if you have one, and realize that there could be a better way that you could do things. I think the challenge within this industry is that people are and sometimes that's because the leader within their business, their mentors, are teaching them one particular way. Open to other things, other areas, other ways that we can do things, because it's all about the testing and tweaking. We're not going to take our business to the level that it needs to be.
It is, who are you? Who, you know, is it someone that actually has proven results? Is it someone that's actually doing what they say that they're doing? You know, is it someone who's practicing what they preach? Or is it, hey, I just watched a 10-minute video and now I'm entitled to be able to tell you how to control your life and what to do with your time and your effort and your money? For a couple of years, we tried everything with their own time, their own effort, their own money, instead of kind of this flim-flam idea. I'm just going to take a second here and bump. Are you guys ready? We're going to zoom in here. Aha. Thanks. There it is.
Oh.
There.
For some reason, when you lower the bandwidth, it zooms in.
Yeah, that's our
few ways that you can actually position yourself head and shoulders above your competition.
see the pun.
And you can actually really zone in and hone in on your particular target market. Because if you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one. I know that many of you have heard this before, and it's a very powerful phrase. I'm going to get into a little bit more about that's where I am. Every single day, I will have marketers for their products and services. Now, these people are sometimes friends. Most of the time, these people will not even bother to say hi and actually strike up a conversation with me. Go to my profile and check out where I am, what I'm doing, and whether I'd even be interested in their products and services. And it's equivalent to walking into a bar and asking someone,
Coming in, we bumped. We're seeing a live feed right now too of the actual Hangout, and it's still really choppy for us. And we're just gonna take a moment here and just take a quick technical look at things. Oh yeah, it is really choppy. So we apologize if anybody's actually out there trying to watch right now and you can't, and you're getting annoyed. I get.
yeah, let's head it on over to Chris. Maybe you can jump out, and maybe you might be a little less choppier than us, and we'll see how that.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I coming through clear?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Regina, how's that on your end? That good?
Yeah.
All right, good. So maybe it must be California.
Probably.
From all ends of the globe, but California, I guess. So what? I might be a little choppy if you're watching this right now, but what Alicia and John Paul are saying is, you know, you want to stand out from people. You want to be different. A lot of people get into a brand new business, and you know, you're excited. You want to get started, and you know, get this link to promote, you know, your company sales page or a landing page. You just want to like send it to everybody. Well, that's kind of the wrong approach to take, because people are going to be, even though you're excited, they're not going to have any idea what it is you're sharing with them. You may not have talked to them in a while, and just to send them a link, check it out. There's different approaches you can take. You know, get a dialogue. If let's say you're on Facebook, you can get a dialogue going with people and find out how things are going. And you know, if the conversation is going well, then maybe, hey, I got this. I really respect your opinion. I'd like you to take a look at something and let me know what you think of it. Or you know, one thing that we're taught in our opportunity is what we call learn, teach, and do. So you go out, and if you're brand new, you're like a day ahead of the next person getting in the business. You may know a fraction more than somebody else, and if you could learn some technique or you know something you may have learned that you're trying to figure out on your own, if you can share what you learn with people, so you learn it, you do it yourself, and then you teach it to other people, and maybe if you got some type of results, it's even better. You know, let's say you try a certain marketing approach and you're tracking it, you can show results. Hey, this is the results. I just tried this as a test, and already I'm getting good results. It doesn't even have to be a money goal. It could be, you're building a list, and that may be new to some people watching this hangout, but you're building a list, so you want to gather potential customers, and you can show, hey, I started out at 0, and already just by doing this one thing, just today alone, I added 20 people to my list. You could do something like that. You don't have to be, have a PhD in internet marketing. It could be something really little. Somebody may be trying to learn that, and the fact that you're sharing it with them is going to attract them to you. They're going to say, hey, this person knows what they're talking about, and they start following you. And then after a while, they may, hey, what are you doing? Or they may see something you're sharing and check it out. So you want to, just like we start out at a hangout, it's like walking up to a stranger and asking them out for a date. You go like, who the heck are you? You want to warm up to the person and get to know them a little bit before you spring the big question on them. Actually, it was marry, right, was our thing. You walk up and ask someone to marry you, a complete stranger. You wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't do that. Even a date, you don't just walk somebody without knowing, hey, you want to go out on a date with me? He's like, who the heck are you? You got to start a conversation and build a relationship with that person before you spring the big question on them. So it's the same thing with internet marketing. People got to warm up to you a little bit. They got to know, like, and trust you a little bit before you can spring something like that on them. Unless it's somebody you know already, that's one thing. But if it's somebody you don't really know, you haven't talked to in a while, you got to kind of build up to the conversation before you can spring something on them like that. How am I coming through, guys? Still good?
Yep.
Good. I've got a question if you can hear me.
Sure, I hear you.
Oh, okay, good.
You just cut out on me, JP.
All right, maybe here's what I'll do then. I'm gonna
You guys got your the chat open and
yeah.
Yeah.
Regina, you still hear me good?
The chat here.
Yeah, sounds good on my end for you.
You got anything to add, Regina?
Yeah, when the statement you just said there towards the end about people reaching out to people they know, I'll be honest, sometimes, and you said it, that, to kind of reach out and catch up first. Because I'll have people that I just haven't really spoken to in months, maybe even years, and suddenly it's like the only time they communicate is when a link is coming first. And it's just kind of, for me, it's just kind of a put off, because you're like, wow, really? Just, what new thing are you in? And they just throw a link at you. And it's never mind any of the renewing the friendship, so to speak. Hey, how are things been? Or, catching up a bit. And that can be huge, because I think once people get into this market and you're in this industry for a while, that happens frequently from strangers and even people that you know. And they change opportunities. It's just like, you're all of a sudden you're getting all these links from people. So just that one little tip you said, we're just, chat them up, but have some conversation. I mean, some heartfelt conversation about what's going on in their life, or maybe something you saw on their profile, or some personal thing that you know about them. Take the time to maybe look at the profile and see if something major has happened. Did they have a baby, get married, or God forbid a death in the family, or something huge, or a job change, and kind of just visit with people, build a relationship a bit, and that goes for people that you even know. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we can now. Uh-huh.
All right. We'll give this a shot. I don't know how long it will last, but what I think bothers me the most is that people are out there teaching that this method is okay. The will you marry me method. I think I'll call it. I just thought of that right now. But, people are taught this particular way, and often to experiencing anything different. And if you attempt to, open up some dialogue with them to show them that there is an even better way, oftentimes they say, when someone you don't even know sends you a link to go and check something out, person who that would work on. You know, it comes across as spam. It comes across as extremely unprofessional, and it puts a really negative reaction into the person that you're messaging. And also, if you're on social, it's actually not good for you and your actual social media site itself. It could get closed down.
Another thing too is that when it to basically blocking and actually putting a bad mark against the company that you're representing as well. Mm-hmm. That's a huge one. You know, especially if you are an affiliate marketer actually sharing third-party links. And to bring down the whole community, no one ever likes to do that.
Yeah, that's a really a company's link. If people are out there promoting that link in a negative way, in a spamming type of way as well. You had for Chris a moment ago.
Oh, it was going to be how many times does he pretty much get pitched just a link just blatantly with no conversation lead into it, nothing like that at all. How often does he have that happen to him?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're still probably pretty choppy though. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a delay, so you know if it hangs up, we have a little delay in hearing you.
Chris, did you hear that question?
No, I didn't hear it. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. I was just going to ask how often it was that you got pitched.
While they're, I had a thought while you're putting that question in there. How often I get pitched without a conversation? Quite a bit. I would say, I don't know. Sometimes it happens more than others. I would say once, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I'm getting somebody, random person that I don't really know, just send me a link. I don't even know who they are, and hey, here's my link. So I actually saw a really great Gary Vaynerchuk video a couple weeks ago that I bookmarked it, and when I get that, I send him his link, and he talks about this very subject is you know, not just spamming people and learning how to become a real marketer. And you really need to I had a good thought while you guys were talking. Think about how you would want to be approached. All right, how would you want somebody to approach you with something completely new that you knew nothing about? And most people are going to be, I would say, a little pessimistic. They don't want to be pitched something. So maybe talk about an issue or a problem or something. Say, hey, you know, I was struggling with this, and I've been looking online and trying to come up with a solution, and this is what I found might be able to help you too. So maybe something along that line, but think about how it feel to you if somebody was to present something to you. You know, what would you want? How would people to approach you? You don't want them to come right out and just get you square between the eyes with something. You want to build up to it. Talk about maybe issues people are having, or teach them something that leads up to maybe your opportunity. So you might talk about, you know, I know one approach that I've used that works really well is you build up to, over a period of a week, you teach people and you share different things with them, and then at the end you say, oh, by the way, this is what I'm using. And you don't necessarily come right out with it right away. You build people up to it and kind of leave a suspense thing. Like in a movie, you know, if they came right out with the closing of the movie at the beginning, you wouldn't want to stick around. You leave right at the beginning, right? So a movie builds up to an end conclusion, and it builds you up, and you're like, all right, you want to stick around to see what happens next. You want to do the same thing with your marketing. You want to give people a little tidbit to get them to hang around, or you share something with them that makes them want to listen to what you're saying, and you build up to that. And after a while, if you build enough rapport with people, you build that know, like, and trust, people start following you. They're going to want to know what you're doing. They see you, maybe they see you posting pictures of places you've been or people you've been with, and they're like, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? I've had that happen to me a couple times where people saw a post, hey, I saw your post, saw your video. It's really amazing when I go to events. We actually got one coming up next week, and somebody I don't even know, hey, I saw your video, I've been watching your videos. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad to see you're watching that. Who are you? Where you're from? And didn't even know this person, didn't even know that they were even watching our videos, and it wasn't somebody who was necessarily, maybe you weren't friends with them, or maybe you weren't really close friends with them on social media, and they just happened to start watching your videos. So something like that, just post value. You want to give out value all the time in videos and blogs on social media, not necessarily always spamming. Share something with people, something you learn, and don't. Sometimes I'm drawing a blank here, the marketer, but he talks about sequencing things, and maybe you do a soft sell, and then you share value, do another soft sell, share value, and don't always be posting trying to sell something. Give value. You want to be giving value as much as you can, because that's what's going to attract people to you. They're going to say, oh, this guy knows what they're talking about. Maybe they got something good going. So that's a much better approach. Did that answer the question?
Yep.
You guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
We
Probably
hear you.
Still a little bit.
A little choppy.
Yeah.
You got the Google Gremlins working against you, I think, today.
Yeah, we do today. We do.
Regina, are you still out there?
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't hear it. If there was a question, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, there wasn't a question. I was just
I was thinking about what you were saying, and I think the thought that came up for me is one of the cool things I love about what we do and what we're learning is to actually provide, and you mentioned it through like blogging and providing content and actually having people find us because of the information we're sharing or the information that we're teaching. And so we have tools and resources where we know how to create content, we know how to get it out there, and the people that are looking for what we offer find us. So I don't need to go out and spam it to random people. Even on Facebook, I'm pretty sure all of us have an idea or some knowledge on how to target the person that's looking for what we have to offer. We wouldn't go and try to sell golf shoes to a skier. It's that kind of thing. So we wouldn't like make an ad go out to ski people, or vice versa. You just know how to find the person looking for what you have to offer. And so that came to mind for me as we're talking, is that one of the things I love about the training we have and the resources we have is that it teaches us how to be of value, like you said, how to teach, how to answer questions, but also how to get that information in front of people that want it. So if somebody doesn't want your juice because maybe they just don't want to drink juice, we can show you through what we know how to find the people that do want your juice or your vitamin or whatever it is you're selling. So that's kind of what came up for me when you were talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not sure if you guys can hear me that well, but a lot of distributors are out there, and they've stocked up on their juice, their vitamins, their skincare, their makeup, whatever the actual product may be. And I think Chris mentioned this. That you're so excited to get going, and you think your product is so amazing, and everybody's going to want it, and you can't wait to get rid of that huge stack that you've got piled up in the closet. And often we use that enthusiasm and excitement in not such a good way, and that's when we start spamming people and throwing links out to people that we don't even know would be interested in that actual juice or whatever it is.
Yeah, there is what's called push-pull effect. And instead of pushing people, every point you're either pushing someone away or you're pulling them towards you. And sometimes by verbally barking on people, it's repelling everything away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of actually being genuine in your message and then just having that open conversation, it truly is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You actually have to be engaged in that conversation. And if you're not engaged in that conversation, it really is a one-way street of just saying me, 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 me. That's all I'm ever going to be in it for.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of technique and actually learning that pull marketing is something that is actually taught. Is actually taught through I would just see you buy and I don't. It was hard to me because yeah, we got a big lag going on. Nuts. It's always hard when you have big lag. I got distracted by lag. How bad is that?
Apparently now it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you were saying, at the very beginning, you actually don't know what you don't know. But there is kind of a bit of aspect of common sense, like what you said.
Well, common sense is not very common. Like,
yeah.
Just walk down the street sometimes. Like, you walk down any street in a big city, and you'll find that common sense is not very common.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And
Regina, being an ex-police officer, common sense is not very common. Like, what were they thinking? I have no idea.
Oh yeah, especially when they do it right in front of you, and you're like, you're just like, am I being punked? Or like, did they really just do that? Yeah, people are amazing.
Yeah, that's the good way to say it. People are amazing.
Yeah, and I guess when it comes to people really wanting to get started and being really excited to start the new business, which is great, and we applaud anyone that's out there doing this.
Sometimes ignorance on fire is awesome. Other times it just digs you a hole that you cannot get out of. It's almost like an impossible rut. Someone new out. Take, if I do this, can it really stop? Don't worry about that, because just ask the right questions to people that actually can help you, and be open-minded throughout the whole process. If sometimes we'll take an approach if someone spams us with a bunch of links and stuff and doesn't build a conversation. One of two things happen. If you caught us on a really good day, we'll actually try to help you out and say, hey, there is a better way to do that. But on the opposite side, if it's something where it's just paste message with the name still in it of who they copied it to from before, and you sent it to us, like she got this earlier today, and I was just, why did they get that?
It was perfect timing. I had a message sent to me, and it was, hi, I don't remember the name, but it wasn't hi Alicia. Message that didn't even have my name at the top. I mean, these people are going out there, they're copy and pasting, and they're forgetting to even change the name on the message. That's how quickly they're just going through the motion of getting their message out there, getting their link out there. Mm-hmm. And
do you think it boils down to were you their real target market?
Well, that's exactly right.
Because I don't think that was ever even thought about.
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think they had gone to my profile at all. I mean, they didn't even get my name right. They didn't strike up any type of conversation with me. And if they had, they would know that I'm already building my own successful online business, and there may even be some education
to actually talk about some of this as well too, you know, about how a person can to make their presence better and to actually engage that conversation and engage that person on the other end. You know, because there are people out there that are genuine, that are open-minded and want to learn, and they want to do this better, and they want to build this as the business that it is. You know, what would you say to those people out there? I'll give her a minute. It might be lagged.
Was that for me or Chris?
You.
Oh, okay, sweet. Well, I would just say, engage more. And I was curious what you guys were thinking, what your thoughts, or maybe some training you've had on it, as far as just, taking the time to wish people happy birthday. I mean, it's not hard on Facebook, for example. I love and live on Facebook. And you can find where birthdays come up, anniversaries, or somebody just got married, and just take a moment to say happy birthday or congratulations. And there are people who I don't even know who they are, but when it popped up, because somehow we might have been connected, there's no telling how, and yet I take this time to just say happy birthday or congratulations on the baby or something like that. And just, I think I don't know if Facebook changes constantly, but I believe that at one point there was some advantage to just taking the time, as most of us scroll through the timeline and look at what people have posted, is to take a minute and comment and like. Now, a lot of people will do a like, and especially on mobile devices, that's easiest, but if you take a moment to even comment, nice flower, love the dog, whatever it is, thanks for sharing, have a great day, smile, whatever just even an icon. If you take the time to do something that simple, just leave some sort of comment, engage with people without a end in mind. You're not engaging to tell them to come to you, look at your link. You're just simply being social on the social media platforms. I think that's huge, because it starts to get you, more people start to see you, maybe you could provide a little bit of value, without a whole dissertation. And people will start to see you and just naturally come seek you out. And if you're doing what Chris mentioned earlier, where you're sharing in blog posts and you're sharing in posts, how-tos, and just providing some value, answering questions, and just being you, then I think that's automatically going to generate the views and the people to come and check out what you have to offer. And I think I believe you're going to attract the people who are looking for what you have. So I'm just curious what you guys' take was on that, as far as the social aspect of social media, instead of just spamming links.
Yeah. There's down to what you just said, Regina. I call that Facebook common sense, but as we know, a lot of people don't have that. But
putting the social in social marketing, being
like. You may not have your own Facebook fan page, and I think that's also a great way to connect with your target audience by creating your own Facebook fan page, a specific place for your actual business to once again share value. And what you can actually do is go ahead and take a look at the other Facebook fan pages within your niche, within whatever it is, and like those pages, and they may like your page back. And go ahead and start going through the feeds of these Facebook fan pages and start connecting on those fan pages. I find that's a really great method, because then you can actually see the people that are interested in that, be able to strike up a conversation with them, and you'll have something in common, and you can go ahead and create a relationship from there. It may not turn into selling or profit or anything like that, but it could turn into, a great friendship or a great mentor or some sort of business associate within the industry.
Yep, that works really good. What I found that another thing that I found was groups. How many times have you gone into a and you just see link after link after link, and there.
We just had Chris after Chris there. We
had
had
two
two
Chris's.
Chris's going on.
Yeah. We fixed it.
We got all sorts of Google Plus gremlins today.
Sometimes you go into a group and you'll see link after link after link after link in there, and you're like, how is this any value to me, and how does it help me? So think about that as well. If you're gonna, that's what you're basically doing when you're just spamming the links everywhere like that. So you can always create a group and actually engage with different people from different Facebook pages, but ask people and talk to people and say, hey, what's involved in being a member of this group? You know, what is this? What's the outcome for everybody? Like, what's the big thing that we want to achieve here? You know, I know that recently we ours about copywriting, and it was something where there's a nice challenge behind it, but you're actually learning on stuff that's really cool because you have people that want to be there. Engage more because of it. They're going to actually seek that group out. They're going to be a member of it on purpose, and that's more of that pull marketing. You've now pulled them to you because they want to seek you out, and they want they want to say, yeah, okay, it's easier to do this together. It's kind of like workout buddies, you know, whether it's a personal trainer, together because it's camaraderie together and it's accomplishing things together. Now, having that unity is what is really, really powerful. Just being unified is one of the best feelings. And that can be really scary, but it can also be very powerful towards what you can do. Because you can start bouncing ideas off of each other. You can really start helping. Someone could see that you helped someone in a group. Let's say that you're in some type of marketing group. Some type of a page, or they're really trying to tweak something really technical, and they're just stuck. And they're like, hey, you know, has anybody else seen this kind of issue before with it? Cool. Or you could else and be like, you know what, I went through that. That's, you know, I'm going through that right now, but you're afraid to raise your hand. You know, sometimes people are afraid just to say, hey, I need help. And sometimes that's what's cool about some of the groups and the fan pages and stuff is that for that community and ask for help.
Yeah.
And, you know, but what's even stronger though is knowing that you're going to get good information back. You're not going to get a bucket load of BS thrown your way.
Yeah. You're actually open to educating yourself more and discovering other ways to do things. You know, and I think that is a crucial point. I see, you know, a ton of marketers out there, and the links they will direct you to are generic pages that their company have provided. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with generic pages and generic websites, capture pages, whatever it is. That's fine. But what if you could actually position yourself head and shoulders above your competition? What if you could be unique? What if within the thousands upon thousands of Beachbody affiliates that were their bio picture with a little bio description, I believe that's what it is, with all the other information. What if you had your very own blogging platform where you could share that particular topic on the Beachbody product? What if you had a platform on your experiences where you could show people your with people. Don't you think you would be able to create some unique results by doing that? I think that you would. So that's actually what we provide, and that's actually our, as you come into this community. You can have your very own blogging platform where you can get your unique message out to the world. And I think that's what is so cool, because is above your competition. Marketers, business owners, whatever, and give people something different that they haven't seen yet. So I don't know whether any of you wanted to add on to that about our platform and what it can do for business owners and how important it is. I don't know if anyone can hear this right now.
You guys hear me? Oh, go ahead, Regina. I'll let you go first.
Oh, no, I was just unmuting in case somebody had to talk. But yeah, I guess from what Alicia was saying, I think one of the really cool things I like about our platform is some of the features built in that really take away any guesswork you're found. Like pretty much if you can get in and log in daily and talk about something, then the system, you know, it has a built-in mechanism to just kind of get out in the searches and get found. And I don't know all the aspects of that, but that's the beautiful part. I don't have to. All I need to know is I get in there and consistently blog and share my content in ways that we are taught, and then the system kind of does a lot of the hard work under the, you know, behind the scenes for me. And so that's an advantage for people who are getting started, want to talk about the great thing that they have, and aren't quite sure or knowledgeable on all that technical aspect. You don't have to be. So that's kind of my thought on it. Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, the platform is like, it's a great way for you to stand out from the crowd. You can be different from everyone else. You can share content, so you're not, you know, you're sharing some value with people, but you know, in the blog itself, you can have links that go out to whatever offer that you have if you want, or you can just share value. You don't necessarily have to share a link at all, and it's a great way where it's someplace people can come back to. It's your home on the internet. So if you don't have a blog, your home is on the internet. So you need to have a blog so you can have a home that people can come back to over and over again. If you share some great value, they're going to want to come back and revisit that blog, and you can really focus it on a particular niche, whatever it is that your niche is. Like Alicia was talking about Beachbody. So if it's fitness, you could blog about fitness, and people could be searching for a particular workout routine or maybe some nutritional information or something like that. And if you have it on your blog and they search for it, they find your blog, they find your blog post, they see that you're sharing value, they may start following your blog, they may get on your list, and then you can build a relationship with that person. So a blog is a great way to do that. And the blogging platform we have is, I want to call it, it's almost a PhD program, push here, dummy. It's that easy. You don't really have to have a lot of technical knowledge. You can get up and running in less than an hour on a brand new blog, which if you were to set up your own WordPress blog, and I know Alicia and John Paul have done that, you can run into some technical challenges there, and there's nobody really to call to help you out. You got to figure it out on your own, type of thing. Here, you've got the technical people behind the scenes working to make sure everything's up and running. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's all taken care of for you. So it's a really great medium, and they have great social sharing buttons built right into it. So you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Twitter, you can share it, why am I drawing a blank here? Google Plus, Pinterest. So it's a great way to get your content out on all these social media platforms without really getting too technical at all. It's really easy to use. That's one of the great things about our platform. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you said about how, oh, we've got sound effects going on
What was
too
that?
now. We got real gremlins going on today. I don't know what's going on. Ah. But anyway, I love what you said. Target audience. You know, people have specific problems. And how about, what if your website, what if your blog could come up in that search? And what if they clicked on it, and instead of seeing the generic Beachbody page that they've been seeing for a long time, or whatever it is, they see you and they see a powerful video. What if they could see that, and then they start taking a look around the rest of your site, and they start seeing some of the other posts that you've written, some of the other videos that you, and you know, what if they entered their email address and they became a, whatever it is, some sort of lead magnet? What if that happened and you could get them onto your list and you could continue to bring them value? And if you don't know how to do all these things, that's okay, because that's what we teach. For if you have no idea what we're talking about when we say list and, you know, email, because that's what we teach you how to do.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, how many times are you out shopping? You can be out shopping anywhere, and they'll ask for your email address. How many times you just like, oh man, like you just cringe. Well, the reason why you cringe is because I don't want what's about to happen. What most big companies, it's the me show. It's me. Here I am with my company, and this is what my company has, and they're basically spamming through email all the time. That's why most people are pushed away from that. But what if there was a way to actually continue to engage that person? Now it's a way to continue the conversation afterwards and say, hey, I just created a new blog post. I really think that what's in there can really help you out. Here's a little snippet about what's in there, what it's going to do for you. Go check it out. Cool. And talk about it over there. We can continue our conversation over there. Comment on it over there, and then let's keep this going. Mm-hmm. That's really what happens. I think I really see a lot of people making things too hard on themselves. Mm-hmm. And there might be some technical stuff that goes on, but really the basics of what it is, it's a conversation. And I can't stress that anymore. It truly is being social. It's being caring about what other people have to say instead of being this. If you have that one-sided billboard, I'm just going to blast this message out there in an email, and I think that everybody out there wants. Why aren't people clicking on my email? Why aren't people wanting to know what I have to say? You're going to go through that. Very much response rates. The reason why is because I don't. To really make yourself go out of your way to go buy it, it's very, very difficult. The response rate on that stuff is very, very slim. Mm-hmm. But what a good marketing company would do, or a good company would do in their marketing and in anything, would be that to feel against your skin. Were these not the best pair of underwear ever? Cool, let us know. Granted, it's going to be a weird conversation, but hey, it's people that's what they'll comment about, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're engaging with your audience.
Yeah. Then what happens? You just test. I don't know what whatever it is, but that kind of stuff is what keeps it going and it gets people excited over something simple. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not being put off from the word list or anything at all like that, because there are big companies that are out there doing it, but a lot of times they're doing it wrong. So look at it this Just what do you think happens? You know, just let that sink in for a minute, because it really is a good conversation. That's all you're having. You know, you're helping people that way.
Yeah, and apparently there are a lot of businesses and companies out there that they don't even follow up with, and then they don't follow up at all. And that is astounding to me when I read about that, because as we know, it takes roughly 7 exposures before somebody will buy something. It's very rare that somebody will see something for the very first time and they'll buy it. Unless it's something they've been searching for and finally they've found it, they're going to buy it straight away. And this is why it's so important to be engaging and you via email to these people and via your blog, sending them to valuable content that solves their problem. That's what we really need to concentrate on, actually solving, sending messages to people, but yet you don't even know if they have a problem. You know, that's really not common sense to me. You guys have heard this many, many times. Messages that we receive, you know, oh, you look like a sharp person. That's the one that comes to my head straight away. Oh, what if I could show you how to make XYZ? Would you be interested? There's a ton. I could go on and on and on.
Someone sent me that message one time that said, be a sharp person. I said I was until you sent me this, and then I blocked them. But I mean, that's what you can get, though. That's what you're dealing with. It's like, well, that only works a slim chance out of the time, you know, on some really, really weak-minded people.
That's right. And people are walking around Walmart. People are walking around shopping malls, and they're saying these types of phrases to people. They are literally walking up to people and saying things like this. And if you're one of those people, that's okay, because you were taught that way. And it can work. We're not saying it doesn't work. But we are saying that there is a better way of doing things, where you can shorten your learning curve, your success. And I'm not sure if we're still coming in here or not, whether we're still a bit choppy, but we're good. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to close out in a few more minutes, but we really just want to press upon you guys that it really is like what you said. It's a conversation. You want to engage with people to ultimately solve their problem. And the more value you give to people, the more that you're going to be seen as an authority in that niche, as an expert in that field. And they are going to want to listen to you. They're going to want to follow you on your blog and wait for the next video. So you can position yourself.
The truth is you don't know what you don't know, and you don't get what you don't ask for. Those are two big things. You'll never get what you don't ask for. So sometimes you got to reach out and say, hey, I want this. I want more information. I really want to know how people are doing it the right way. You know what? And what's cool too is there's never always been like a one-size-fits-all into like marketing or in doing network marketing. It's never this one-button approach. It's never this one big secret on anything. It was actually people, all those mistakes that people were making before us. Let's not do it that way. Let's compress time and let's learn from those mistakes. But let's still take our own shots. Ad, we have fun with it. You know, anytime that we get to go out there and create a message that helps people or that connects with someone, we have fun with it. You know, and you can be all business suity. You can put the shirt and tie on. You can do everything you want to do. That's cool if that's you. Everything. But what I'm really what it boils one method that we're going to use, it's going to just continue working forever. It doesn't. You have to keep learning more. You have to keep changing your approach to things. You have to keep changing how you look at things. You really have to do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When you keep doing that over and over and over again with a good group of people around you and people that are doing the same thing as well, that's an unstoppable force. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is an unstoppable force. Oh, Regina says she has a dog going crazy. I like crazy dogs. That would be cool. That would be a crazy dog. Our cat is on the floor. Chris just asked where our cat.
Hovering up here somewhere, but
hovering around somewhere.
Today she's in the curtain, just hanging out. So
yeah, she's not feeling too good. She actually, our cat. Here's what's crazy about this, and the internet loves cats. So here's something cool about our cat. We rescued her. She. Claws. Well, about what was it, like 4 or 5 days ago, we heard this noise. Well, you were home. I got the phone call. She was home and she heard this noise outside, and then it was, and she went to jump on the balcony.
Well, we don't know what she did.
Well, I'm just assuming this is what she did because that's the only thing I can think of what would have happened here. Because she ended up on the ground, a story down below.
Mm-hmm.
And now, ever since, she's
many hours and wouldn't come out. So, but she was very clever. She knew how to get up the stairs and wait at the front door. So when I opened it, she scurried in. So she knew how to get up her own. And she meowed once, and then she went under the bed for a few hours. And, she had a bit of leaves and a bit of dust on her, but thankfully she's okay. It's about, let's say, 12, 15 feet.
It's about 15
so,
feet, yeah.
I guess cats really do land on their feet, so to speak, because, she didn't hit her head or and things, but nothing crazy. So, we're grateful. Yeah. One other thing I was going to mention before we close out is recently, somehow, we've been getting a lot of cold calls. Okay? And this is a station.
I didn't even know we were going to go here. This is going to be good.
No, I just thought of it because we've been talking about, social media references and things like that. But there are people also...
They do it in a different way, though.
We've experienced it. I could have blocked these calls, but I wanted them to keep coming in so that I could see how the conversation was going to take place. And it was terrible. I'm not going to name the companies or anything like that, but the thing, which we don't even know how they got our phone number. We have no idea. And these people were extremely rude, calling our personal numbers, and as soon as you say you're not interested or you try to have some sort of conversation, tell they were reading off a script, not actually listening to the customer. There's a lot of people out there doing that with cold calling. And it's even more difficult with cold calling to actually get people interested in what you have to offer. I think even more so than social media. To even get people on the phone these days is a task in itself. I mean, it's not the way it used to be. The internet was invented for a reason, and it allows us to build our business like we're not in the 1960s. Calling up people that you don't know, that you have no idea would be interested in what you have to offer, that's cool. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that majority of people don't really enjoy.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's
there are better ways.
way where, hey, you get the people to call that number instead, and then they want to find more information. Then you would you like more information about that, sir, or ma'am, or miss? You know, I don't ever call a lady ma'am. Call her Ms. or Mrs. You know, there's some. I deal with that a lot too. Is calling a. Do you call a woman ma'am? It's like ma'am's not even a word.
It isn't?
No, it's a made-up thing. It does. What does it stand for? It doesn't stand for anything.
Yeah, I only experienced the ma'am word when I moved to the States. It's a very American thing to say.
But again, like the whole push versus pull, there's a way you can actually direct people even through direct mail now too. You know, there's a way that we could it be madam? Oh wait,
could
short for madam.
Madame. French.
Anytime I think madam, that's what I think. I think like.
Well, that would get someone's attention. That's
I guess it
interrupt.
would. Basically calling them like a tramp. That's always nice. You know. That's a good. Yeah, let's start the conversation there.
Yeah, I mean, then you've also got the good old three-way calls where you get surprised. So-and-so, you know, that's made X amount of blah, 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 and hey, oh, he's on the line, say hi. I've never experienced that myself.
I want to experience that. I want to go through that. Because I would be so shocked. I actually want to go through that.
Yeah. Chris and Regina, have any of you experienced the three-way call?
Oh, yeah. And I've even had it where somebody expressed interest in my business, and when I got him on the phone, he reverse prospected. And the next thing you know, he's got a director of whatever on the line, and you're like, what? Yeah, kind of slimy, very slimy feeling experience for sure.
Reverse prospect. That is so funny.
Yeah, that reminds me of what happened to me. You know, we've got so many scenarios here we could talk about, but I had met someone who seemed interested in my online business, and I gave him my details. I didn't think much of it, you know, I just gave them out, and if he called or emailed, that's fine. You know, I'm not going to hound somebody. I didn't even get his details. I gave him mine. And then he called me and straight away proceeded to pitch me on his business opportunity.
Oh, this is the dude who wanted to come to our house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it. Great. This is classic.
He asked me if I'd heard of so-and-so company. And I said, no, I haven't actually. Oh, great. How's next Wednesday at 8 p.m. at your place? And I swear to you, my jaw just dropped to the floor on the phone. I said, you want to come to my place?
At this point, I stand up, and I'm like, who's coming to our place? What dude? Like, who? What? Yeah.
And I said, look, you know, I appreciate the call. You know, I could have been very rude, but I wasn't. And I said, look, I've got my own business, blah, blah, blah. I'm not very interested. And the conversation, he said, oh, if you're ever interested in a few months' time, give me a call. And that script that this guy had been given. I mean, to say to somebody, you know, oh, let's get together at your place next Wednesday, even know who I'd met once briefly for a few seconds. I don't think anybody would be happy to agree to that, especially, especially with females as well. Like, he was a male. There's absolutely no way in stranger. That is not going to happen ever. Once again, this is common sense, but I couldn't believe that scenario.
Well, here's what's interesting about that is that mentality is actually what a lot of real estate agents are taught to prospect whenever you go to, like, let's say that there's they have something called the expired listings, and what that is they go through a title company. They'll get a list. They'll have the title company go through and pull all of the expired real estate listings for houses that hadn't sold, and they had just come off what's called the MLS. Whoever they're working with. Then what they'll do, they'll basically just have a stack of sheets, and they'll just start roto-dialing you, just asking for that, and they'll just fit that. They'll just try to do that whole script just like that, how many people they have to call. They'll do it for 5 hours a day until they get that one potential lead to go and actually get a list. That's how they go out on a new listing presentation. And that's how a lot of people will do it. And it's a very similar strategy like that. Okay, they're just trying to confirm that next, to reiterate that next engagement point, how to get their foot one step closer, just to give you another presentation.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that a lot of that stuff is taught.
Yeah,
there's so much time involved in that too. I just can't imagine just roto-dialing someone, and just trying to, and they call that prospecting, by the way. That's what they think that actually is. They call that prospecting. That's what they're taught in some of their little schools, because I went through it. I was actually a realtor in Las Vegas, real estate license, and became a realtor. And then once I realized I just bought myself this boring-ass job, I was like, count me out. This dream sucks. It did. I went through it. I actually quit my job and went through this. And then I don't know what I want to do. This is horrible.
It takes so much time to cold for a reason, and it's so powerful, and you can literally have people engaging with you and checking out your videos and your content while you're sleeping. This happens while you're sleeping. People can be coming to see your content, opting into your list, buying your products and services while you're sleeping. It's pretty awesome, and it's call would be a great idea to offer to meet somebody at Starbucks or some unbelievable experience that one was. But before we close out, Chris and Regina, do you have any final thoughts?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
One thing that I had come to mind as you were talking, one real good thing you can do is find a leader, maybe not even in your particular company, but maybe not even in the same niche you're in, somebody who had some level of success, and model them. I actually, at one point, I had one of my mentors, I was tracking their social media for about a month to see what they were doing. How often they were posting, what they were posting, what time of day they were posting, were they posting videos, were they posting pictures, and I tracked them for a month because they had everything they did was for a reason, and it was I don't even know if there was really a pattern per se, but everything was done intentionally for a reason. So find somebody that know, or somebody you know of that is respected in the industry, has had the success that you're looking to achieve, and model them. That's probably one of the best things you can do just starting out. And as far as the three-way call goes, never had one of those. So that would be interesting if that came up.
And for me, can you guys hear me now?
And the dog.
And the dog, sorry, she's barking at something. I got my kid trying to see what's going on. What I was thinking is that for those people who are watching this or going to watch a replay is that, if any of this sounds familiar and they're going, oh my God, I do that, or oh my gosh, that's what I'm taught to do, I'd say not to beat yourself up because, again, Alicia, like you said, you don't know what you don't know. And that was the whole point of doing this hangout, was to just kind of share with people that you might be doing some things and have no clue of how that's coming across, and maybe wondering why it's not working, wondering why you can't friend anybody on Facebook, or people are, you're just having some trouble. And I'd say don't beat yourself up. Just be open to learning a new way. And the tough part is going to be like if you're in a company and they're teaching you that one way, and you're understanding that it's not effective. there may be some challenge if you try to do or work to do things differently like what we're saying. And I'd say just stand your ground and know that maybe you would be the one person in the company that stands out because you're not doing it that same way that, spam everybody the same message and hopefully change the name. But I'd say, just hang in there and keep watching these Hangouts if nothing else. Or click the button of the person that you got this from and learn more and learn how to promote what you're promoting, but to do it in a way that's effective. So. And my daughter's motioning this here, so I may pop off for a moment, guys.
That's okay. We're about to close out anyway, but that's a really good point that you mentioned. If you are on this Hangout and you are doing some of those things, it's all okay. And a lot of us have been there. We'll say this again: you don't know what you don't know. And like what Regina said, you want to stand out. You want to be that one person.
In something, they've already got something going on. They're already in some type of other business, some type of opportunity, something where they, whatever it is that they're out there doing, lotions, potions, pills, whatever it is that they're out there doing, whatever it may be, there still is a better way to actually market it and actually learn those techniques. Click the button below and actually learn. There's, this isn't something where it's just, oh my God, it's going to be something else that I'm going to get into. Can help you take what you're already doing and take it to a totally different level. Mm-hmm. There's actually something one of my favorite products we have, the Top Producer Formula. That product is fantastic on actually how to get in and actually be a leader.
Every single type of business out there. So this is valuable information that you can use to take the business you currently have to the next level. So with that being said, we want to thank you all that have watched this Hangout all the way through. We appreciate your patience with the really encountered this within the last year almost of us doing these Hangouts. So,
yeah, we never really had it.
Yeah, which is pretty good. So we want to thank you all for being with us today, and reach out to any of us, whoever sent you to this page. Reach out to them because that's what we're here to do. So click that button below, learn more, and get inside the education that can help take your business to the next level. So with that being said, we won't actually be with everybody next week because we have our company event coming up in Las Vegas next week. So we won't be having a Hangout, but we will be back the following week. And feel free to check out any of the replays that we have below as well. There's a link below where you can check out all the replays of the previous Hangouts.
Yeah, and leave comments on or questions in the box or like in that as well too. Just ask questions down there. We're always monitoring it. We're always looking for any questions that people have out there. There's always open to information. Be like, hey, just what do I got to do next, bro? Be like, what do I do? Hey, help me out here. We're unguided missiles. All you can do is you can just point them in the right direction and just let it go and just send them off. That's really all what some of it. I got all this energy. I don't want to be fired somewhere. I don't want to be fired in the right direction to make sure I can make the best impact I can have on the world.
Yep, definitely.
Missile might not be the best analogy for that, but
I like it. Yes. Every week, and stay tuned. If this is your first time, stay with us. Jump on these Hangouts each week, learn more. Possible.
Yeah, or even if there's something that you're having an issue with, and you think that, hey, I'd like to get more information. What are your guys' thoughts on whatever? Just shoot a question down below. Just shoot it to one of the panelists that we had, whether it's Chris, Regina. Even you'll see Sheena and some of our other stuff. Just shoot them a question as well. Whoever's in anything, just shoot them a question. Definitely get back in touch with us, and maybe it's a topic that we can have, or we can even have you on to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. And just remember, you're not alone. Often when we're working online, we can feel very alone. And we're here to help. And, you know, there's always, and we're here to support you in the best way that we know how. So click that button below, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time.
Bye, guys.